Hey, I was about to drop this video, and then the news came out that AJ Brown was out of practice because of a rest and a knee issue. In my opinion, I feel like it's more precautionary, just to make sure AJ Brown will be ready for the game on Sunday versus the Packers. Nothing to worry about. I know how we are as Eagle fans. He missed the game last season, the first game that we lost to versus the Bucks in the wild card. I doubt that he missed this game. I'm going to keep you updated. But look, man, expect AJ Brown to have a monster game. Just this is all precautionary. Don't get too crazy. But let's get into the content. What up, Eagle Nation? You already know what it is. It's your boy. I'm about to upgrade y'all, take it to another level with this content stuff. We're gonna do it on the beach, man. We out here in the West Coast. This is how we do it, man. We get the birds in the playoffs, we're hot in the playoffs. And this time, we both taking y'all to the bowl. This right here for the G's and the OGs. But you already know what to do. But if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Look, man, first off today, I just want to, give my condolences, to the 5 people who lost their life in the California fires. My respect to the families, who lost their houses in these fires. It was a lot of pets and a lot of, people, and also people's houses and belongings that was lost in this fire. My heart goes out to y'all, with all the things that's going on in the world, man. I know this is probably the last thing that y'all would expect. Them Santa and the winds is really strong. My hearts go out to all of y'all, man. I hope that, moving forward, you get nothing but blessings. But look, man, first off, man, we're going to talk about the birds. Saquon, he was voted All-Pro, which we already kind of knew that was going to happen. JC, he was voted first team All-Pro as well. Both of those guys were the 2 Eagles, who were voted. And look, man, congrats to those guys. They were beasts on the field all year, man. So definitely shout out to them. But in my opinion, man, I feel like Zach Bond, he deserved to be an All-Pro. I'm not sure why he wasn't an All-Pro. The numbers don't lie. Yet the league just snubbed him out of that. Basically, man, what more did he have to do? You know what I'm saying? To prove that he was an All-Pro. I'm not sure, man. This guy deserved to be an All-Pro. Him not being it, basically, man, it's an absolute outrage. Basically, man, y'all need to stop sleeping on greatness. So, Roquan Smith was an off-ball linebacker, who made first team All-Pro or All-Pro. He got All-Pro honors. And I wanted to go over the numbers between those guys, man. Look, they both played 16 games. Both had 1 interception. Zach Bond had 3.5 sacks. Roquan Smith only had 1.5 sacks. And I'm like, sacks is a big deal, especially from an off-ball linebacker. That means you can move up, and we already know that Zach Bond can move up and play edge. He's sound in the gaps. He can also get after the quarterback, man. And look, 3.5 sacks is not nothing to sneeze about. Also, Zach Bond had 93 solo tackles, while Roquan only had 81. Zach Bond had 5 forced fumbles, while Roquan only had 1. While both of these guys both had fumble recoveries. So, man, in my opinion, how could you overlook Zach Bond and not make him, one of those guys who receive All-Pro honors? Hey, man, it's a mystery to me. I don't make the decisions, but if I had to, Zach Bond would definitely be, one of those guys, because he definitely played amazing this year. But, while talking about Zach Bond, he was able to achieve, PFF's 2024 Breakout Player of the Year. In my opinion, he should get Defensive Player of the Year as well, man. This guy really earned his chips that he's about to receive. I'm hoping that the Philadelphia Eagles could go ahead and get the bread ready. Get the bread ready. Zach Bond is a beast, bro. Like I said, he can play multiple positions on defense. That's very hard to do in the National Football League. So I look, man, it is what it is. Hopefully he get Defensive Player of the Year. I definitely keep y'all updated, when that rolls out. But he was snubbed out of all pro honors, which I really don't understand. But hey, it is what it is. Let's talk about my dog AJ Brown, man. AJ Brown has been perfect this season, like almost perfect. 97 targets, no drops. That says a lot, because the receiver, 100 targets is a lot of targets. But AJ Brown was able to catch every last ball thrown his way. Pause. Like he was really sharp this year. Still made it over. He made it over 1,000 yards. He was hurt a few games. He wasn't able to play, like I think 2 or 3 games. Still had over 1,000 yards and caught every pass thrown his way. The dude's a monster. Shout out to him. I'm looking forward to him. I'm looking forward to him having some great success against the Packers in a wild card week. Probably over 100 yards, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. That's what I expect for AJ Brown, man. The dude's a dog, great teammate. I'm hoping that he can get going fast. Jalen, I'm hoping that he can get off to a fast start. Nick Sirianni said he's not worried about the rust because basically how they prepare, they keep these guys rolling and keep these guys working hard every day. So he said that he was not worried about the rush from Jalen Hurts. And I gotta say, man, look, he in there, he know what's up. I trust him. He's been doing well since the bye week. Nick Sirianni, he know what's up. So hopefully, man, we're saying all that. Jalen Hurts did practice today. Jalen Hurts has been, going through his concussion protocol. And it's been like 2 to 3 weeks right now. So everybody was all up in ante, on when Jalen was going to be ready. Jalen can't be brought back from concussion protocol until he actually practiced. So the first thing and a good sign was that Jalen did practice today. The Philadelphia Eagles, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, and face the Green Bay Packers at the Lane Sunday. So be ready for that. And I'm sure Jalen Hurts will be ready as well. He hasn't been cleared yet, but that news should be coming out at, any day now. And I'm definitely going to keep you updated when that news is out. Kellen Moore, man. Let's talk about Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore has been playing. He's been coaching well, man. His scheme has been great. Before the beginning of the season, a lot of you Dallas Cowboy fans said that Kellen Moore was going to be our downfall. Kellen Moore, he didn't run the ball, and look at it. Saquon Barkley has 2,000 yards. He earned the rushing title this season already. We know I'm pretty sure he won't be an MVP, even though he deserves to be the MVP, because that's just not a running back award. That's more of a quarterback award. But that's why I was telling y'all, man, I had no concern about Kellen Moore's scheme, about if Kellen Moore would be able to, get Saquon the ball, because I know that this Boise scheme, I know how it operates. I know the details of it. And a lot of times, you see a lot of that play action. You see a lot of that RPO. So it's ultimately what, Jalen Hurts is seeing from the defense, for him to make the decision on if he's going to, hand the ball to Saquon or keep it, run it, or pass it. That's the beauty of this Boise State offense, this scheme. It just puts so many different things in front of the defense face and, trick their eyes a little bit. And Saquon was able to capitalize a lot this season. So he will interview for the head coaching job in Jacksonville. And in my opinion, I feel like all of this, asking your OC or whatever, or these other teams asking OCs and stuff to, interview before the playoffs start or while the playoffs is happening. I really think that stuff should happen, after the season or after the team get eliminated or after the team won a Super Bowl, that, the coach shouldn't have to worry about an interview, while he's game planning, for, how successful this team should be or will be. But, I don't make the rules. In my opinion, I hope Kellen Moore the best, because I like Kellen Moore. I think that he's a brilliant football mind, and I think that he deserves it. I'm gonna be honest. I think that he deserves a head coach position in this league, but I hope he don't get it.
Bet you don't get it. I hope he don't get it.
You know what I mean? I don't want him to get it. I hope he don't get it because Kellen Moore has really took this offense to the next level, and we all know Nick Sirianni. He is a guy who gets the team going. He's a guy who get these guys prepped out. Kellen Moore is the offensive mind, and I think he's a better offensive mind because we've seen what type of scheme we had last year with Nick Sirianni, and now we see a complete 360 or 180, whatever you want to call it, with Kellen Moore's scheme. And there's a lot of teams that's already looking for him, to take over their organization. And I know he'll be interviewing for the Jags. There were some reports that I think that he was going to interview for the Saints or something like that, or a few other jobs, but I'm not sure. But I hope not, man. I hope that we can get Kellen Moore for a couple more seasons. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because first of all, Jalen Hurts. This scheme in the beginning, if you remember, Jalen struggled with a little bit to start. And then when he started to understand this scheme, man, you can start to see that the team looked different. The offense looked different. We was able to get those big plays in certain moments. Of course, the offense struggled some, through the season and through this 10-game win streak. But, we was always able to win because we had a quality defense as well. So shout out to Vic Fangio. But now another year is gonna go by where Jalen Hurts is learning from a new coordinator or learning a coordinator's new scheme, where it's never the same for Jalen Hurts. The comfort of Jalen Hurts is a reason why I don't want Kellen Moore to go to another team. Also, I just think that Nick Sirianni needs a good offensive minded coach, for this team to be successful, for this offense to be successful. And I don't want to think right now about what we're gonna do on the offensive side of the ball next season. I just want to think about what's in front of us. How far the Philadelphia Eagles can go into the playoffs. Can they make it to the NFC Conference Championship and win it? And can they go to the Super Bowl and win it? That's what I want to think about. But these reports are coming out, that Kellen Moore is getting different offers. So, in one mind, I'm thinking that we might have to get ready for Kellen Moore to go to another team. I really honestly believe that he will not be here next year, but I'm hoping he will. Look, man, also I want to talk about, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur confirming, that Christian Watson will miss the remainder of the season. He's a receiver for the Green Bay Packers. A guy who could really stretch the field, put defenses, in a bad spot early. He won't be available for this game. This Packers defense is banged up. Now the wide receiver Christian Watson is banged up. We know that Jordan Love has some type of hand issue. He's not completely healthy. Also, I wanted to talk about Tanner McKee. He was voted the Toyota Player of the Week for Week 18. Tanner is a beast. Tanner is a guy who looked completely poised last game. He marched up and down the field with score after score after score. A guy who, we trust, a guy who I look forward to being, QB2 next season and moving forward. I honestly think that, if Jalen Hurts wasn't able to go for some reason, which I don't want to, talk too much or say something or talk something into existence, I honestly believe that this Philadelphia Eagles team could beat the Packers with Tanner McKee. I honestly believe that. This dude always put the ball in the right place. His timing is great. Like I said, he's a tall quarterback, so his vision is good. His arm is amazing. But hey, it is what it is, man. Shout out to him. Congratulations to him, for having such a great week, putting the Giants where they need to be, on the couch potatoes. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Real quick, man, before we get out of here today, I want to talk about, the Eagles and them signing defensive back who was signed. They also elevated him to the active roster. He's a former first-round pick by the Vikings, basically another Georgia Bulldog. I think he was opposite side of Khalid Ringo when they played. I think he was also on the Vikings practice squad. He did get some couple little reps in there every now and again. I think he had some couple problems with, couple issues with injuries. And once that he was, once he is able to get healthy, I think that he is a better player. He is a good player, somebody that you can't look away from. Look, he is a first round player at that, and a guy who I think that, Vic Fangio can basically mold and turn into that player that we need. Especially on the back end, especially with the injuries that we've had, with CJ, with Reed Blankenship, and when Tristan came in and played, this defense looked totally different, so I think maybe he's a guy who can come in and not replace Tristan, but also go up on the depth chart if he if he can go out there and do well. Because Tristan, in my opinion, is a player who you have to look out for when he's out there on the field, man, because he be getting beat. But there it is, man. Like I said, man, we rocking out this content all week as usual. We're gonna keep flowing with this, man. I want to deliver that content every day. If you made it this far in the video and you felt like this puppy helped you out, man, please do the channel a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Do all those things, man, so you stay up to date. Out on the beat, baby. Until next time. Out.
Yeah, I got them diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a mansion, open up the benches, hanging off the blicket, empty out the sticky, shooting like I'm Jimmy. Chipwood, this good, sorry that I'm this hood.